What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Nuggles YouTube channel. Before we get into Mees' interview, which I'm 99% sure that's how you say his name. If I say his name wrong, I'm sorry, Mees. But before we get into the interview, this is the deck list that he used to win a regionals with. Now, we actually talked about two regionals in this video, and I explained why in the video why we can't give one list out. So sorry about that, but this is his winning list that he won regionals with. So as you see, it is a Night March deck with Mew EX, which Mew EX can copy any attack in play. Which, of course, in this deck you want to copy Night March, which does 20 damage times the number of Pokemon in the discard pile. And of course, you do this through Battle Compressors, Acrobikes, which is really cool to see in this deck, and Ultra Balls. Also, you can use Juniper to discard stuff too. And he actually talks about why he played the fighting energies, which is really cool why he did it. And besides that, the deck is pretty much straightforward. Teammates is pretty cool to include in the deck because all your Pokemon do have low HP. But hopefully you enjoy the interview. And before we actually cut to the interview, we actually have his updated list for Night March. So look out for that here in a second. Okay, just a second ago you saw Mees' winning deck list. Now this is Mees' new list that he would play if he went to a tournament like tomorrow. So as you see now, the most noticeable thing is it plays a 1/1 Empoleon, and it plays the Water Energy now instead of the Fighting Energies. I mean, the list is still pretty much the same, but the Empoleon just helps with withdrawal a lot. I asked him about the Empoleon engine a lot, and besides that, I think the list looks pretty much the same. It doesn't play any more hard charms is the noticeable thing. Let me make sure there's anything too crazy that I'm missing. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't play Mr. Mime anymore, which, I mean, that's fine because now he has the Empoleon in there, which covers the Landorus. And besides that, the deck pretty much looks the same. Alright, so hope you enjoyed the interview. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Nuggles YouTube channel. Today, instead of doing a states question and answer video, we're actually doing a regionals question and answer video. So, okay, who are you first of all?
I'm Mees Brenninkmeijer from the Netherlands. Yeah, basically having a really good season this year, and it seemed fun to do an interview, so I thought, why not?
That's true, yeah. Alright, so last weekend, where did you play at?
I played in Genk, which is in Belgium, which you've probably never heard of. It was kind of a small state. I played Executor, which is a really good deck. Was not so fun for my opponents to play against, but very fun for me to play.
True. And for those who don't know, he did play Brit's list, and once again, we can't share Brit's list, Brit doesn't want to get posted, so sorry about that. But how'd you end up doing overall?
Well, my matchups were actually quite interesting because I thought there would be a lot of Seismitoad Garb, but I only hit it once, which kind of sucks because Executor has a really good matchup against it. But on the other hand, I didn't really play against any energy acceleration decks, or because that gives you a hard time, like Brit said, Virizion, Manectric. I just played versus stuff like Donphan, Yveltal, Flareon, Fairies, just kind of like every deck in the format.
Now,
and
you're good.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Alright, then in top 8, I hit like my first bad matchup, Virizion Genesect, and I just lost. Like, aside from like the bad matchup, which isn't even that bad, I also just flipped like 9 out of 10 tails on Crushing Hammer and didn't get turn 2 blockade. Even when I went first, it was just horrible.
Now, do you think you would have won if you like get the Crush Hammers off and stuff?
Well, it's still hard to say. Like, if you go first with this deck and get turn 2 blockade and just flip like 50% on hammers, you're going to win every game.
Okay.
Because this deck is just broken. But Virizion Genesect, and this guy actually played really well because you shouldn't ever charge Genesect. You should only charge Virizion, and he just did like just that. And then at some point, I just run out of Crushing Hammers, Flare Grunts, and I lose.
Okay. Okay, so you ended up winning a regionals too. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
I won regionals that was around the same time as Florida regionals, same weekend actually.
And where was that?
That was in Leiden, Netherlands.
Okay. And so how'd you end up doing a Swiss and everything?
Let me check my records because I keep a log of all the matches I play.
Okay.
I played I played Night March,
Hmm.
which might seem weird, but I guess if you could see like Flareon winning in Florida, Night March doesn't seem so weird anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I played round one versus Donphan, which was surprisingly because I never tested it. I thought like the deck was kind of dead, which was surprisingly a very good matchup. Now with the new card, basically Acro Bike that you have for Night March.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was actually very good. I 2-0'd my opponent. Then round 2 and 3 versus Fighting, Landorus Crobat,
Hmm.
which gained a lot of popularity here, like very quickly after the big win by Andrew Mahone, I think. Yeah. Then I played versus Yveltal, which I was like scared for because they can run Toad with Trump card, which they now all do because of Flareon's and Night March success.
Hmm.
But this guy didn't run it, so I just smashed him with Jolting.
Okay, that's very nice. Yeah.
And then I ID'd 2 times into top cut.
Okay. Now, was it a top 4 or top 8?
Top 8, top 8.
Okay, top
Sure.
8. Okay. So what you end up playing against top 8?
Well, in top 8 I got kind of unlucky with my matchup because there was some Kyogre, a bit of another Night March, like hard matchups,
Mhm.
Yveltal. But I hit like the worst matchup of all of them, like Metal. And Metal is just horrible because not only did I only run 3 basic energy, but I also didn't run any muscle bands. So you need 10 Night March Pokemon in your discard pile to just kill Aegislash,
Yeah.
and that's just horrible. It's just very hard to do.
Now, did your opponent play a lot of Aegislash or just like one of it?
She only played 1,
Okay.
and there was actually a very funny point in the game where she Quaking Punched me, and I still didn't have enough Night Marches in the discard pile to do anything meaningful. So I just Quaking Punched back, and she was completely caught off guard because she didn't realize I could copy her attacks, which was pretty funny.
Yeah. So how'd you end up winning that match, though?
I lost like the first match where I just didn't draw well enough, but then the second match, she never gets to play Aegislash down like fast enough. She has to bench Dialgas, a Cobalion, which are all not big problems because I can just use a Pumpkaboo or a Joltik with a Bangle.
Yeah, sure. And then okay, so you end up winning that. So what you play against top 4?
And then in top 4 I faced an even worse matchup. Tool Drop.
Okay.
Like, it was so weird because I was like, man, Tool Drop is just the worst version of Night March. But then I realized, like, it's super good versus Night March because you don't have EX Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. So what ended up happening there?
I ended up winning there because my opponent played a trump card on a crucial moment for me. I was out of double colorless energies, and you need to attack with Joltik. And then this guy decided to trump card me.
Now, was that because he also had everything discarded and didn't have anything to attack with, or was it just like a misplay on his part and he didn't know about it?
Well, he was almost deck out, so I think he was afraid of like decking out in the next 2 or 3 turns.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it would have been like a closer call for him if he didn't trump card. So I was very happy when he did.
Okay, and so I mean, but you said it was a hard matchup. So did you like attack with just Joltics and stuff like that to win the matchup?
Yeah, you can play down Mewtwo. That's just loses you the game.
Oh, so he played Mewtwo in his Steel Drop deck.
Sorry, Mew-X.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
Mew. Okay, sorry. Okay, that's good. And what you play against in the finals?
In finals, I played against Donphan,
Mm-hmm.
which was like round 1, a pretty easy matchup.
That's true, because the Pumpkaboos and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I also played Hard Charm. That's why I beat like all the fight decks and the Donphan decks,
Mm-hmm.
because with Hard Charm Pumpkaboo you block 40 damage, which is just stupid
Okay,
because they can't like one-hit KO Pumpkaboo anymore.
that's true. Yeah. Okay, so in your deck you play the 1 Napoleon and the 1 Archie's Ace in the Hole.
Yeah, there's like one comment about the list. That list I sent you wasn't the list I played because I don't have the original list. But I remember like the big change was not running Empoleon and Archie at the regionals, which I should have because
Oh,
it's
okay.
really.
Okay.
But I didn't include it.
So, okay. Did you play AZ in that list the list that you won with?
No, I also handled that later.
Okay, well, I don't.
Terrible. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so the deck overall, what was like your favorite matchup to play against?
It was definitely the fight deck because in like the regionals list, I played fight energy because it seemed like the best energy type, and versus Donphan, I could sometimes like KO a substitute robot with spinning turn and promote a Pumpkaboo,
That's so good.
which
Okay.
is really cool.
Yeah.
So that was definitely like the coolest part about my deck, using my opponent's attack in general. Like it's just a really cool concept. That's why I really like New X, even though it's not used in such a versatile deck.
Yeah. Now, what was your worst matchup overall?
Definitely the tool drop.
The tool drop. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds really stupid, but there was like nearly no Toad, kind of like in Florida. Everyone was just scared to play Toad, and all the Toads that were played got knocked out by Groudon and Frisian almost immediately.
Yeah. Okay, but so in your new list now that I have, the one Archie's the one Apollyon, like, is that really hard to get out, or do you do it like all the time?
Well, I saw that some people in Florida played it, and I immediately like included it, then started testing with it, and it's really really good. But it's like better in Flareon. Like it's. I'll try to explain, but in Night March you wanna discard Night March cards and not your Empoleon. While in Flareon, it doesn't really matter which Pokemon you discard, so you can just like instantly discard Empoleon and Executors, but you don't really have that freedom in Night March because you're just trying to hit that turn 180 dream.
Yeah, that's
versus
true.
X.
Okay, now so you talked about not putting the Apollons Archies in the everything. Would you consider cutting that, or do you think it's still like crucial to the deck to need?
Well, I think it has gotten like more important because more people play Trump, and it really helps you recover from Trump. And it also lets you play Trump yourself, because Night March isn't a deck where you really want to play Trump card in, but sometimes it can really save you because you've discarded too much Night Marchers to reach that 1 KO on a big EX, Mega EX.
Yeah.
Or if you overextended on the energy because you had to discard early, and normally when you played Trump card and your opponent played N, there was almost no coming back because you're low in prizes, have a full deck instead of like a thin deck with more supporters.
Yeah. Okay. Now you do have the 1AZ in here now. Why is that?
It mainly has to do with Empoleon. Like you want the switch card in this deck, but like switch or escape rope or floatstone, I guess, isn't searchable, and AZ is. Like you can search AZ by going compressor via seeker.
Okay, that's very true. That's a nice point to point out. All right, so well, there's anything else in the deck that you'd make changes to, or do you think the deck's like pretty solid as you have it right now?
Yeah, that's just the way I would play it. You could like toy around with the bicycle count, not acrobike, but normal bicycle, because they're actually very interesting cards right now. Also has to do a lot with X, of course. It's a very good card against Executor, and but it's very bad against Seismitoad. So you really have to like decide which matchup you think is more important. Which I think is Toad. I think Toad is still the bigger deck, especially in the United States.
Okay, that's very true. All right, so are you gonna go to any more regionals or anything?
Yeah, I'm actually playing 3 more regionals at least. I might go to even more. In Europe, we get a lot of regionals. Like I think I've played 4 or 5 already.
Okay. And are you capped out on regionals in States yet or not yet?
Yeah, I'm already capped out. I'm at 150, 150 from 2 wins.
Okay.
105 points for top 4 finish and 75 for top 8. And I'm mainly trying to replace the top 8.
Okay. So how many points overall are you at right now?
I have 727.
Woo! So are you just trying to get more because you think top 22 is going to be a lot of points, or what?
Well,
You're just trying to be number 1?
You're 22, like, we have all these crazy players who are like maxed out on states or regionals, which have like 600 points from regionals because we get so many regionals. And I think with my like 700 plus points, I think there are almost 9 or 10 other players that also have more than 700 points. And that's without national points, which can really screw things up because we get like 8 or 9 nationals. So if someone in the range of like 200, 300 wins such nationals, they instantly go to that 700 plus mark.
That's true.
Just makes it very, very hard to like guarantee your spot with just 700 points. So I'm kind of trying to get 800 points before nationals.
Now, how many points would you like to have after nationals to feel safe for top 22?
I actually think that 800 will be safe.
Okay, so hopefully you get the regionals.
Yeah, I hope I just can like secure another win or maybe just the finals, and then I still have some league challenges open because I actually never go to those, so I can just scramble some more points from there, and then just hope I at least like top 16, top 8 at nationals for the like bonus points.
That's true. Okay, so are you going to any more regionals like during this format, or are they all like in the next format?
No, they're all in this format actually.
Okay, is there one like this weekend or next weekend you're going to?
Yeah, basically the States weekends.
Okay, so are you considering any of the deck, or you think eggs is still like the play for you?
Well, I think like X is super solid, but I'm kind of scared that more people might play VG, which is bad for eggs, bad for Toad, which are by far the best decks in the format. Like Toad is still like so good, which you can see like every week in the results.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Eggs is now like becoming more and more popular, I think, especially with like Brit winning, and I think VG is like a super solid play right now.
So you're gonna switch over to VG, or are you gonna counter VG? Is the question.
Yeah, that's of course a question, but it's hard. I will probably try to counter it, but you can't really counter it with something like Night March, which I would love to play again because it's really, really fun to play.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, I think VG is like a super solid play right now. If you play like some text for Yveltal.
Okay. Alrighty, man. Well, thank you so much for doing this. You want to give any shout outs to anybody?
Yeah, I'll just continue the shout out hype. Shout out to Tinder Kobayashi. Shout out to Curtis Keep It Trill. Shout out to Ovo Brit. Shout out to Team Sheep. Shout out to Hex Money. Yeah, and that's it.
Okay, so Kobayashi needs the top 8, so I can obviously interview him then, right?
Yeah, of course. And then Aziz also has like 2 top 8, so you can also interview.
Where's he at?
Aziz Al-Yami. Yeah, he's at 100 something points.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll interview him too, and I'll interview all the Team Sheep people.
He's going to New York State, so maybe we'll get the full team.
Yeah, there you go. Hopefully that will happen. We just gotta hope that Kevin actually tops his first big tournament in a long time.
Yeah, that would be great. Hope so.
Yeah. Alrighty, man. Well, thank you so much for doing this, and good luck in regionals.
Thank you too, and good luck at more interviews and regional or states if you play them.
Yeah, I got one more states to go to, so.
All right. Good luck.
Alrighty, man. Bye.